is a time for the young man to learn that he is no longer a child, that he has become a man. Among our Diné, we have coming of age ceremony for young men and young women. And the one that we do for the young man involves the use of the sweat lodge. But it is something that takes place when a young man's voice starts to crack and he's about 12 years old. And the male relatives, generally the either uncle or grandfather or even the father, they schedule a time and place where just the male relatives will come together and have a very private ceremony. And the ceremony is done in such a way that it is a time for the young man to learn that he is no longer a child, that he has become a man. And sometimes the uncles and the grandfathers joke about it, and they say he has eyes now, which would probably be referring to he has become aware of the opposite sex, or the young ladies. And so it is that they have this ceremony when he is no longer a child. And so when the ceremony is conducted, it is that the sweat lodge is prepared, and all of the male relatives get either 4, 8, or 12 strands of yucca and tie them together in a bundle. And the yucca is used to lash you before you go into the sweat lodge the first time. It is that traditionally we go into the sweat lodge 4 times, but it is that when you go in there the first time, they all get in a line and everybody lashes you either 4, 8, or 12 times. And it's a very painful experience, and when they lash you with the strands of yucca. When these men come together, they never invite anybody that is the same age as you. It's just that the adult men, and that and you're the youngest, and you go into the sweat lodge, and songs are sung, and then they begin with the instructions that you're to be aware of as you grow older and into adulthood and on into old age. And they teach you about the evils in the world. First of all, that there are 4 types of men. There are men that are evil and do not do good things. And then there are men that are not responsible for the things that they do and for their behavior. These are considered men that are not very well, they're weaklings. And then the other one are the men that are strong, that are responsible for their behavior, and they don't blame other people for any of the things that they might encounter in their lives. And so it is that those are the 3 that we learn right away, is that the evil man and the weak man and the strong man. But there's a 4th one, and that is the spiritual man. And that is the one that they generally focus on, is to encourage you to get a medicine bundle. So as you grow older and you start raising a family, you can teach your children to have a relationship with the deity and the holy people. So the lashing that you receive before going into the sweat lodge, they tell you that it is that this is to remind you that it is that the holy people will punish you severely, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. So the physical lashing that you have been given is nothing compared to what the holy people will do. So that's the ceremony, and they call it kinalta, which ki would be the boy, and that's the coming of age ceremony, and that's what we are told.